Normally, when I do Resurrected retro videos, it's based off of something that's an older, TV show or a movie that I recently watched and I recommend to people. And recently, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of Marvel media before essentially Doomsday and Secret Wars, which is a topic for another video. But today, I thought I would talk about the '90s cartoon Iron Man, which I had not watched as a kid, and I had no idea what to expect going into it. It's only about 2 seasons, 26 episodes total, 13 episodes per season. Um, it's an interesting thing because it is part of the canon of the '90s X-Men universe and like the Marvel collective universe or connected universe rather, which conclude has X-Men, the '90s X-Men that everybody loves, with X-Men '97 being canon as well. The Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Avengers United They Stand, I believe, is one of them. A lot of these cartoons, like you have to watch them in order. Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer's in there. You have to watch them in a certain order, and it's kind of like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where it's like watch all of Iron Man seasons 1 and 2, and then 7 episodes of Hulk, and then seasons 1 and 2 of X Men. You know what I mean? Like it does that. Um, Season 1 is vastly different from season 2. Season 2 is where I would start if I were just getting into the show, and I highly recommend the show. That's why I'm talking about it. Um, but it matches the vibe. So to break it down, season 1 is more like an '80s cartoon, and season 2 is more like a '90s cartoon. There is definitely a vibe switch halfway between the 2 seasons, and so essentially we have season 1 where it focuses on Tony Stark, obviously the titular character, and his adventures with ForceWorks, which consists of Sentry, no, not the Sentry you're thinking of, Century, I believe, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Julia Carpenter's Spider Woman, War Machine. I want to say there's somebody else, but I can't think of it. But that's ForceWorks. Essentially, what I took from it, it was like West Coast Avengers. Um, and they battle the Mandarin and MODOK with a slew of side villains like Hypnotia, Grey Gargoyle, Backlash, or I don't know if it's Backlash or Blacklash, um, Blizzard, Whirlwind. It's got a lot of deep cut Marvel characters, and it's kind of like an '80s cartoon. I compare it to something like GI Joe. Now, season 1 still has the origin story of Tony Stark and the origin story of the Mandarin, which I thought those episodes were good. It's a '90s cartoon. I can't say anything bad about it really, but I do have to point this stuff out, which is that season 1 has a happy-go-lucky, campy feel to it, and it's almost like a Saturday morning cartoon for little kids that don't know what's going on and just like the bright colors. Watching it as an adult, it's just confusing, and it's a lot of like ex machinas and pulling shit out of your back pocket. Like Mandarin's about to destroy the world with a repulsor ray, and then out of nowhere, with no setup whatsoever and very little payoff, Tony Stark creates an anti-repulsor ray to overmatch Mandarin. It's corny. It's a little bit whack. It's Saturday morning cartoon stuff. You could turn it on and enjoy yourself, and turn your brain off essentially for season 1. And the most cringe thing about season 1 is the way Iron Man changes into, or Tony Stark changes into Iron Man, because it goes from 2D hand drawn animation to 3D animation, which in the '90s it looked really choppy, and they reused the footage even in scenes where Tony is not in his lab changing into the Iron Man suit. I wish I could show you, but I know I'd get hit for copyright. But it is very cringe, and it's very of its time. It's goofy, it's silly, but it's still a blast to watch. I think season 2, it picks up on what actually makes Iron Man's character appealing. They get rid of ForceWorks in the first episode, and they just keep War Machine and Julia Carpenter as side characters for Tony Stark. They give him an AI that's equivalent to Jarvis, and he goes on more adventures with characters. We have people like Crimson Dynamo's in there. Madame Mask is a villain, and then we have this redemption story for the Mandarin at the season finale, where Tony and the Mandarin clash and Force Works returns. And season 2 is a little bit more darker, a little bit more heavy metal, as where the first season was more techno and like kind of a robotic feel to it. Season 2 has that heavy metal vibe that we like in Iron Man. And so uh, season 2 fits more into the universe that it's in, the universe of the X-Men, of Hulk, of Spider-Man, of Fantastic Four. It fits in that universe far better narratively and vibe wise and visually than the first season. And I'm not sure if there's a reason for that. I'd have to do more research. But essentially, season 1 is campy Saturday morning fun, and season 2 is a more serious, character driven, sort of cartoon drama, if you will. And it's a short watch. If you can get through 26 episodes, 20 minutes each, you'll be good. And I wouldn't say it's the best Iron Man medium. I still think Iron Man, the first one, is by far the best Iron Man adaptation. I like Iron Man 2 as well. People hate on it. I don't. I like Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3 sucks. I've grown to not like that movie very much. It's fun. I'll let it slide. I'll watch it, again. Rewatches don't hurt, but what they did to Mandarin in that movie is a shame, and it's really hurt the movie. But we all know that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is the goat. He's the goat. But Iron Man, the '90s cartoon, have you seen it? If you did you like it? Did you hate it? And let me know if you're going to watch it now because of this video. That's what these retros are for. So let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in another video very soon. Iron Man, the '90s cartoon. Go check it out.